Welcome back to another creepy, dark, spooky edition of GraveyardDance.com. Recently, someone sent in a message saying we should cover the 27 Club. Strangely enough, I had never heard of it. At first, I was like, is that a haunted nightclub or something? I went on to do some research, and this is what I found. Before I go on, let me say we have plenty of great merch coming out soon and a lot that is already there. So check out this link here if you want to wear our stuff proudly. With all that out of the way, the 27 Club refers to a group of influential musicians and artists who tragically died at the age of 27. While it is not an official club or organization, the term has been used to describe the untimely deaths of several individuals who achieved fame and success in their respective fields. The name of the song, 27, by Fall Out Boy from their 2008 album, Folie à Deux, and is a reference to the club. The lyrics explore the hedonistic lifestyles common in rock and roll. Pete Wentz, the primary lyricist and bass player Fall Out Boy, wrote the song because he felt that he was living a similarly dangerous lifestyle. Here is a list of some notable individuals who are commonly associated with the 27 Club. Brian Jones was a founding member and guitarist of the iconic rock band The Rolling Stones. He played a significant role in shaping the band's early sound but struggled with substance abuse and legal issues. Jones was found dead in his swimming pool on July 3, 1969. Jimi Hendrix was an immensely talented guitarist, singer, and songwriter who revolutionized rock music with his innovative playing style. He achieved worldwide fame but battled personal demons and substance abuse. Hendrix died on September 18, 1970, from barbiturate-related asphyxia. Janis Joplin was a powerful and influential blues rock singer known for her raw and emotive vocal performances. She rose to prominence as the lead vocalist of Big Brother and the Holding Company before pursuing a successful solo career. Joplin struggled with drug addiction and died from a heroin overdose on October 4, 1970. Jim Morrison was the charismatic frontman of the legendary rock band The Doors. Known for his poetic lyrics and enigmatic stage presence, Morrison became an icon of counterculture during the 1960s. He battled substance abuse and died on July 3, 1971 in Paris under mysterious circumstances. Kurt Cobain was the lead vocalist and guitarist of the influential grunge band Nirvana. He played a pivotal role in popularizing alternative rock in the early 1990s. Cobain struggled with depression, drug addiction, and fame, ultimately dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound on April 5, 1994. Amy Winehouse was a talented British singer-songwriter known for her soulful voice and unique blend of jazz, R&B, and pop music. She achieved critical acclaim but faced well-documented struggles with substance abuse and mental health issues. Winehouse died from alcohol poisoning on July 23, 2011. Pete Ham co-founded the highly influential 60s and 70s power pop group Badfinger. Pete died from offing himself by hanging in his own home after he found out that their manager had stolen all their money, and he would have no way to support his family. Jean-Michel Basquiat was a Haitian-American artist who rose to fame in the 1980s as a prominent figure in the neo-expressionist movement. He was born on December 22, 1960 in Brooklyn, New York. In the early 1980s, Basquiat's art gained recognition, and he became a prominent figure in the art world. His unique style and bold subject matter, which often explored themes of race, identity, and social justice, resonated with audiences and critics alike. He was one of the first artists to bring graffiti into the gallery setting, and his work challenged the traditional notions of what constituted fine art. On August 12, 1988, Basquiat died of a heroin overdose in his studio in Great Jones Street, New York. He was just 27 years old. Chris Bell was one of the founding members of one of the bands who almost made it to superstardom called Big Star. After leaving Big Star, he became devoutly religious, but tragically passed the age of 27 when he died in a car crash. Fat Pat was a member of Screwed Up Click, a hip-hop group from Houston, Texas. I've never heard of him, but some of my friends who made suggestions for this list have, and I checked him out, and sure enough, dead at 27 after being shot. Here's a spooky one for you. Robert Johnson. He was born in the early 1900s and didn't know how to play the guitar at all as hard as he might try. Reportedly, he went to a crossroads and met up with the devil himself and apparently sold his soul in order to play the guitar. He became one of the most famous blues guitarists of all time, but sadly died at just 27 years of age after being poisoned by one of the men who was married to one of his groupies. Let's hope that trade was just a rumor. Kristen Pfaff, born on May 26, 1967, and went on to become the bass player and another member of the 27 Club's wife's band called Hole. On June 16, 1994, Pfaff was found dead in her Seattle apartment by a friend of an apparent drug overdose. Ron McKernan, affectionately known as Pigpen, was a founding member of the legendary jam band, The Grateful Dead. He contributed to the band from its inception in 1965 until 1972, playing the keys and the harmonica, and occasionally taking lead on some of the group's classic. He had many health issues from years of alcohol abuse, but his official cause of death was deemed a gastrointestinal hemorrhage. Canned Heat's co-founder and co-lead vocalist Alan Wilson, also known as Blind Owl, sang two of the blues rock group's iconic hits, On the Road Again and Going Up the Country. On a September day in 1970, the band was scheduled to jet set to Germany to kick off their European tour, but Wilson missed his flight. This was not an uncommon occurrence, so it didn't raise any alarm among his bandmates. However, the next day Wilson's body was found in his sleeping bag behind his bandmate Bob Height's home, where he often slept. His autopsy revealed his cause of death was an accidental acute barbiturate intoxication. Dave Alexander was a founding member and bassist of the Stooges in the late 1960s alongside brothers Ron and Scott Ashton and Iggy Pop. He was fired from the group, however, in 1970, after showing up to a gig too drunk to play. He would pass away 5 years later at the age of 27. He had been admitted to a hospital for pancreatitis, a cause of his alcoholism, but his official cause of death was pulmonary edema. Gary Thayne was briefly a bassist for Uriah Heep, playing with the band from 1972 until 1975. In that short time, he had apparently become a concern of the band during their 1974 US tour. The strenuous touring combined with his drug dependency had taken a toll on his health. The last straw, however, came when Thayne was electrocuted on stage at a Dallas, Texas show. He was seriously injured and had to be hospitalized. The band canceled the rest of their tour dates in America. His bandmates were all in agreement that due to his health Thayne was unfit to continue on in the band, so they fired him in early 1975. Thayne would pass away later that year at the age of 27, having overdosed on heroin. Any of these deaths on here are tragic and sad, but none more than the untimely death of a woman who was about to take the world by storm with her band, The Gits, Mia Zapata. Born in August of '65, she could have lived an easy, comfortable life as she was born into wealth, but she chose to leave home and try to forge her own path and to make her own mark in the Seattle grunge movement of the early 90s just as her star was about to shine, and she and her band was getting ready to go on their first world tour. Zapata was out walking late at night in an area where she felt safe and was sadly attacked by an illegal alien named Jesus Mesquia, who had been sent here Cuba when Fidel Castro rounded up all the worst offenders and sent them on a boat to other countries. He was caught when his DNA implicated him in another separate murder case. He died in prison, but that can never bring back Mia. Rest in peace to Mia and all the folks on this list. You left us far too soon. There are literally hundreds of others who we've probably missed. If you search the wiki page for the 27 Club, that will mention a lot of what we missed. Searching through some of them, they have died in just about every single way known to man. Creepy when you think about how many of them there really are. Sadly, we can't cover all of them because we usually try to keep our videos under the 10-minute mark so people don't get bored. Anywho, if you like what we do, we hope you'll take a second to subscribe. It just takes a click of a single finger, and it would help us so much. Don't forget to tell all your friends about graveyarddance.com. Thanks for watching. Till next time.